Kind of brings the words out, doesn't it? Like you say it, and then it's a delayed.
Your designated speaker is
He actually, I was coached last night, so my coaches were here. Some very important thank yous to share with you. The first is Rabbi Garcet, our very close family friend. Our rabbi Julie grew up with, came in from Toledo to do the Bris. You've been wonderful. You've helped us tremendously through the years, and we're very, Julie davened for 3 months that she didn't have a Shabbos baby and that you could come in and do the Bris. So thank you very much, Rabbi Garcet. I also want to say thank you to Rabbi Kalmanson. He's done so much for our family since we've been here in Cincinnati, and become part of his family. I want to thank Rabbi Kalmanson for everything he's done for us and help bring us along through our Yiddishkeit to learn and grow and become better Jews. Today. And really, I wanted to thank everybody. I mean, as all of you can see, there aren't any Goffsteins here that Julie didn't give birth to. So you really here in Cincinnati have become our family and friends, and so thank you all for being here. The Goffsteins are out motorcycling in Las Vegas and skiing in Colorado. So again, thank you all very much for joining us. I was, thinking through what I could say at the Bris. I was fortunate enough to have been at Rabbi Avson's Bris on Sunday and seen the real thing in action and kind of get some ideas and thoughts together, and for what I could say, and the mimer that Rabbi Avson said was beautiful, but I figured I had a better chance of getting Walgreens at Section and Ridge than being able to memorize the mimer last night. So I decided to take advantage of some time I had last night with the Buckram, who joined me, and all of them came over, and we spent some time studying last night and learning. And excuse me? At least 3 in the morning, I think.
Yeah, 7.
Except there's on the couch.
Yeah, there you go.
But I was looking for a way to connect the Levi Mayer, the baby, to the Parsha, both the Parsha of last week, and this week's Parsha, which is Vayetzi. And what we wound up doing was there's 7 aliyahs within each parsha, and what we did was we looked at the 4th aliyah of each parsha as it related to the baby's birthday, which is Wednesday, and then the Bris this week in Vayetze, which is also Wednesday, being the 4th day of the week. And it really became interesting as we kind of started putting our thoughts together and connecting the dots. One of the first things that it says in Parsha Toldos in the 4th Aliyah is when Hashem appears to Yitzhak, and he essentially reconfirms his commitment to Avram Avinu and tells him, he said, "Don't be afraid because I'm with you." And this really has become one of the primary foundations of Judaism, and the way in which we raise our family and our children and just go about our lives. Things are going to be good and things are going to be bad, but at the end of the day, Hashem is going to be with us. So that was kind of the first kind of thing that we saw throughout these parshas. But the next thing that it said was very interesting. It says, "Because I will bless you and multiply your descendants for the sake of Abraham, my servant." And it's like the baby is one of the descendants of Avram Avinu, and the multiplication this week was amazing between the Avson baby, the Gerari baby. There's been I think nearly a half dozen Collinson grandchildren just this year. With the multiplication in Cincinnati of new babies has been truly amazing. So as you see, we're adding and we're multiplying to the community here, and there's the new Masifta, and it's just we're growing and growing. So then we began to look at Parsha Vayetzi and some of the concepts that were in that. And the Parsha, the fourth Aliyah really begins with Leah adding to the children that she gives birth to. In the previous Aliyah, it talks about where she gave birth to Levi, the baby, but who was basically became her fulfillment. Since Yaakov had 4 wives, it became her fulfillment of having, her share of Yaakov's children, which, then became the 12 tribes of Israel. But what Leah wanted was more. She wanted to add. She wanted to multiply. And she came up with this idea when Reuben brought her the jasmine to give it to Rachel, and Rachel kind of gave her permission to have an extra night or two with Yaakov. And from that came Issachar and Zebulun, were her 5th and 6th child. So again, she was multiplying beyond what the Torah previously said was her share. And you can just see the adding and adding on of the tribes of Israel. And then the Aliyah then goes on to talk about Rachel, who was barren until Hashem gave her a child, and when that child was born, she named the child Yosef. And we talked about this last night. She could have named the child anything. She could have named it Yehuda, which was thanks, because she was so thankful that she finally had a baby. But she called it Yosef, which means should be added, or to add. And so again, this whole concept of adding and growing and multiplying to Jews in this world is just kind of tied throughout these parshas. And when you look at it, I think kind of the common theme that we see here is that we really should never be satisfied. We should continue to grow. We are a wonderful community here in Cincinnati. We have growing families. We have a growing Masifta. It was neat to talk. Rabbi Austin's father spoke about Issachar and Zebulun. We have a kind of developed here as a community. All of us doing our part to grow as Jews and to raise families with Torah and mitzvahs, and you can see it happening every day here. There's and then this week it was especially wonderful with 3 new babies. And I think what we all have to keep in mind is that with all this adding and multiplying that Leah did with adding the children, and Rachel wanting the baby, and that they should be added, and with us adding the Smicha program and the Masifta and the on-campus programs, that we're never satisfied with what we have. We want to continue to grow and learn more Torah and grow the community and be as one. And so, really the common thread as we look through all the growth and everything is let's not be satisfied. Let's continue to grow. Let's add more to Cincinnati. Let's bring more families here. We'll all grow and multiply our own families, and not be satisfied with what we have. So.
I feel like I'm drunk.
Rabbi comments, would you like to
Actually, 1 second, there's another one.
Yes, you want to speak?